player of the day for me, it's not even a question. I don't even have to look at my notes. He took down a big three pretty much single-handedly. .42. I didn't even look at my notes to see what he had. I think it was 42, 5 and 5. I mean, for you to battle all game long with those three guys, you outscored all three of them. You lasted through one overtime, and then for you to take over the game in the second overtime when you're tired, you know, you can just give it. Guys can just give in. He just didn't, and he kept fighting. He kept going. He had that dog in him, making big stops on defense, and then made big shots over Kyrie and KD in the second overtime. So for me, it wasn't a close. The Cavs should have lost that game. If you would, on paper, you probably would have lost that game by like 10, 15, just based on the narrative of the big three. But you didn't. You won. You went out there and played your game. You ended up winning by 12, 147 to 135, and you put up 147 points, and you had 42 of those points. So for me, it's not even close. He had to play. He was the player of the day, and oh my goodness. You know, I just realized all these videos, y'all ain't ever tell me that the date was the same date the whole time. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I just noticed. I can't believe I didn't notice that. But yeah, he play of the day. It's not even close. It was Collins. Let's go over to the MVP. I know that I bounce around a lot with the MVP because it's really not that easy to tell. Especially so early. You know, once we get about halfway through the season and I can really get a feel for, you know, playoff teams and what teams look like going forward, then this list will be a little more consistent. But right now, just because it's early still, there's so much happening. There's, you know, different situations. Guys are in and out. I have to take that all into consideration. And Joel Embiid has just been so dominant. He just right now the PER, he leads PER. Ben Simmons hasn't been playing the best basketball. They do have good players on the 76ers, but he is the guy that gets it done when it needs to be done. He takes games over so easily. He's just so dominant. Doesn't matter what big man's down there. He's dominant, and you know, he's really playing well, and he's playing every game, which is one of the things that was a little, you know, coming to the season based on his history. You think, will he play every game? What's his injuries look like? Is he taking it serious? What's his conditioning? But he's been playing really well. So for me, you know, best percentage in the league, best record in the league so far. No, he's not the best record. Best team in the East, thus far. And he just is continuing to have big nights. So for me, he has to be there, number one. The second guy, I really want to push him. I want to continue to push him up. I know you guys are gonna say it because that's my favorite player. You know, he's the GOAT, blah blah blah. But no, let's just be real. When we talk about the MVP, they're 8-6 right now. They're sitting at 5 in the West, and take Curry out, they're probably 0-14. I mean, let's just be 100%. Curry is the reason why they're playing so well, and it's not just his scoring. It's, you know, when I think about most valuable player, it's like what would the team look like without this player on the team, and he just makes them a contender. His ability to draw defenses, double teams, triple teams. You see it all night on pick and rolls. They send two guys up the trap, he's making plays. He finds the gap to Wiseman. He finds the pop to Oubre. He finds Draymond that can make another pass for a wide open three or a dump down to Wiseman. It's just the way that he plays the game and the way that he takes over the game. It's just it's him or bust for Golden State. And so far they've been great, and he's just the reason why. And so for me, where they're sitting in the West and how they're playing basketball, he just has to be up there. Now, yeah, I mean you can even look back. Oubre has now just started to play 2 good games back to back, but he started off the season awful, and they're still 8-6, and that's supposed to be like his either second or third best player. Whether you look at Wiggins or those would be the best player. You say most important is Draymond, but and then Wiseman's really good, but he's not there yet. So you look at either Oubre or Wiggins has to be your second best player, and Oubre's been awful. Wiggins has been decent, but Oubre's been awful up to these last 2 games. So for me, it's just you can't ignore his excellence and how he just plays the game. And then third for me, now you haven't seen a Clipper up here yet. Actually, I think maybe Paul George is up here. He had a streak of games. Oh, buddy. Oh, that's a good stretch. Sorry about that. But he had a good stretch of games, but the most consistent player on the Clippers has been Kawhi Leonard. He just does this. He doesn't make a big hype about it. That's why you won't really see much about it. The Clippers are being quiet this year. They got humbled last year, which was probably the best thing that could happen for them, because now year 2, they saw what was the worst possibility that could go wrong. That was the worst scenario for the Los Angeles Clippers, to be favored to do all this and have a 3-1 lead and then lose it. That was the worst thing that could happen. But they've been through that now. Now they're growing. They're playing well together. They have a lot of firepower. Their team looks really good, and Kawhi is behind that. So he's just been so consistent in his play, and his team is the best in the league right now. 11-4, 6-2 at home. They're sitting at the top spot of the West, best record, and he's their best player. So for me, he's got to start to get some of that consideration. The reason he's not higher on the list is because of what I just highlighted. He has Paul George, who is in top 5 in scoring right now. He has Marcus Morris, who's a good player. He has all this help around him. So his team is still really good. Even without Kawhi, they can win games and they can make the playoffs. But he makes them the best so far. So you gotta. That's why I say most valuable player. What would it look like without him? And they wouldn't be 11-4 without Kawhi. So he's gotta be up there. He's making his way. So he's number 3 right now. But that's our show for today. Appreciate you guys checking in. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want me to do. If you like the format, you want me to change it. Just suggestions, I might be making a little bit of tweaks here and there, but this will mostly be what it is. Recaps of the games, diving into it, and I do this Monday through Friday, so we got one more day tomorrow, and then have a great weekend of some NFL and some NBA basketball. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I appreciate the love.